Coach, introduce yourself and we'll get started.
Phillip Montgomery, head football coach at the University of Tulsa.
Talk about spring drills up to this point. What's it been like with the guys and all? What's the expectation and how they moving forward?
Really, we had a great spring. We had a couple guys that are banged up that have held out some of our older guys and gave our young guys a chance to really get some good work. I thought we made vast improvements defensively this spring. Added some length and some speed to our secondary. Moved a couple of guys around, giving us a chance to be more athletic defensively. I'm excited about where that process is going. Having our quarterback back offensively, obviously, is always a big comfort. But we got to get those 5 guys in front of him kind of nailed down and gelled together, because it all starts with those guys up front. So having Dane back, having Kevin back, Josh back, we got big shoes to fill with Garrett, the leading receiver in the nation last year. We got to fill his shoes, but I'm excited about the direction and what they've done this summer. I mean, they've really changed their bodies. They look as good as I've ever seen them, and they're hungry to get back on the field.
You talked in the 2 positions that I was going to ask you about. Obviously, quarterback being back is a blessing, as they say. But those guys up front, those 5 guys and all, they do a lot of work. And if the cohesion and all between those 5 takes you a long way of keeping your quarterback upright, but also it moves the chain.
Well, no doubt. And we're a team that wants to be balanced as much as we can. I mean, we like running the football, we like throwing the football down the field. We're going to do both, but it all starts with those 5 guys up front. We got 3 of the 5 back, and then we lost a tackle, Blake Belcher, the first half of the first game last year. So we've got him coming back. So it's really kind of like 4 or 5, there. So it's just finding that combination of those guys and plugging them in, and then letting them gel to be the unit that you got to be, because they got to act as one.
Talk about the quarterback position. How's there been a reception of moving on from last season up to this year, and then just saying, you know what, last year is last year, 0, let's go?
Well, I really think Dane is one of the best kids I've ever been around, as far as just being anxious to learn, being hungry to get better, and really just dives into things. And so what he's done this summer, I've asked him to do a little bit more vocally than what he has done in the past, because this is his football team. He's got to lead it. But I think we're in great hands with him doing that. But on the field, in the film room, all the little things that you got to do if you want to be great at this game, Dane's been doing them. So I'm excited to watch his work and see him really do the things that he wants to do when he's done.
Obviously, at some point, as they say, defense has got to do their job. They got to stop somebody.
Right.
Talk about the growth of that unit right now.
Well, like I told you, coming out of spring ball, I think we made more strides defensively than we did anywhere. I think we have great leadership on that side of it, with Bill Young and Brian Norwood, both of them being our defensive coordinators, giving them a chance, to have a year together and to be able to go back in there in the staff room and kind of eliminate some things, create some tendencies that we needed to, put some guys in the right spot. I think that was been the biggest adjustment for us this spring, but I'm excited. We got a great defensive coaching staff, and I'm excited to watch those guys work with our defense, because they're hungry.
Talk about the guys that came with you today. They represent part of what you're trying to build and moving forward with the Hurricanes.
Well, I'm so proud of all 3 of these guys. Trent Martin, who's been a staple of ours on defense, has been our Mike linebacker. He's going to be a great leader for us, and everything's going to kind of fall at his shoes to make sure that it gets done. But a great student athlete, already married, already graduated, all those things. He's done everything the right way. So excited about having him back. Dane, we've already talked about what he brings, already graduated as well. And then Kevin sitting in the same shoes. I mean, he's a guy that, just recently got another year back because of the injury. So we potentially could have him for 2 more, but, if he lights it up like he's supposed to, he'll have a chance to be one of those early draft picks at receiver, because of who he is, how he plays, and how explosive he is.
With that, is there anything else that I hadn't asked you about Tulsa Hurricane football?
I think we're just a hungry football team that's fighting for respect. And as we go through, whether it's our competition on the field or whether we're sitting around this room in here, we're always looking to get better. We're always looking to compete, and I can promise you that when we step on the field, we will compete.
Talk about the diversity of this group. This conference. It's spread it out. It's got a lot of everything in it. From Navy with doing what they do on a consistent basis, and you just figure it out. But it's usually in-game figuring that's what they do on the field. But everybody else, everybody just comes to play.
Everybody comes to play. A lot of parity in this league. The one thing that I found out last year as you're going through this league, every game's tough. Atmospheres are great to play in. There's a lot of great coaches in this league. The thing that I think gets overlooked more than anything is the type of players that are in this league. Like I told you, Garrett led the nation in receiving last year. I mean, we're not talking about just the American Conference. We're talking about the nation.
Oh, yeah.
And you can name other guys within the league. I mean, Keenan Reynolds, who wants to stop that guy? So there's outstanding players in this league, and that's what makes the competition great every week.
It was mentioned this conference had a lot of guys drafted first 2 rounds and all in the league, and a lot of conferences did, which elevated this conference to this year to be the conference to watch out, to break out, and make another non-conference New Year's Day Bowl. Staying with the competition side of it, it says a lot about what's to be expected and what's going to be done pretty much on a consistent year in and year out basis now, because the talent level this year, they've had a year. Everybody's had a year to grow.
No doubt.
They've seen what can happen at the end of the season. It's been proven. All you got to do is just show up and go and play.
No doubt. I think where the conference stands right now, we've got a lot of great football teams in it, and I think we are gaining respect throughout the nation as we sit and play within our conference and the teams that we're playing outside of our conference. When you play good people and you beat good people, and then when you do it at their place, it says a lot. So we're going to continue to keep grinding those areas and making sure that at the end of the day, our conference is getting the respect that it deserves, and our players are getting the respect that they deserve.
All right, Coach, reintroduce yourself and we'll close this out.
All right, Phillip Montgomery, head football coach, University of Tulsa.
This is Jerry Lee Woodley Jr., the College Sports Report.